Hello, good evening. Can you hear me? ଶୁଣିପାରୁଛ? ହ୍ୟାଲୋ 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 ଶିବରାମ। ଅଛ ନା ପ୍ରିୟଦର୍ଶିନୀ? ହ୍ୟାଲୋ
Hello, ma'am. Good evening.
ହଁ ହଁ ଅଛ ତ?
Yes, ma'am.
ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟ କରିଦବା, ଏତେ ସମୟ ହେଲାଣି, ଅନ୍ୟମାନେ ଜଏନ୍ କରିନାହାନ୍ତି ଆହୁରି।
Yes, ma'am. ଦୁଇ ଜଣ ଅଛନ୍ତି ଆଉ।
ଆଉ କାହିଁ ନାହାନ୍ତି ତ ଆଉ? ତମେ ଦି ଜଣ ହିଁ ଅଛ, ଶିବରାମ ଆଉ ତମେ।
ଡାକେ ଆଉ ଦି ଚାରି ଜଣ ଡାକୁଛୁ।
ତାହେଲେ ଇଏ କର, ଜଏନ୍ କରିବେ ଜଲ୍ଦି।
Okay.
Let us ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟ କରିବା ନା?
Yes, ma'am. ହଁ ମ୍ୟାମ୍ କରିବା।
ହଁ, ଆଉ ତ ଆସୁନାହାନ୍ତି, ବହୁତ ଡେରି ହେଲାଣି। ଦେଖାଯାଉଛି ସ୍କ୍ରିନ୍?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, yesterday we started nano science, then nanotechnology, fundamentals of nanomaterials. And we could know that nanomaterials are classified as per the size assigned to it. That means the materials which is having the size, which is having the particle size of the order of 1 to 100 nanometer are known as the nanomaterials. This is the scale. That means generally we do work with the particles having bigger size, that is of the order of some 10,000 nanometer, 2500 to 10,000 nanometer. Then fine particles having 100 to 2500 nanometer. Whichever particle we say that these are the fine particles, even they have more size. Whereas nanoparticles are those particles we know yesterday we have discussed repeatedly that it has got the size in between 1 to 100 nanometer. Atoms and small molecules have lesser than the nanometer, that is 0.1 nanometer. So these things we have discussed already in the last class, and we know that because of the size of the nanomaterial, it shows unique properties, and these unique properties further emerges due to the quantum effect, quantum confinement effect or quantum effect, as well as the surface energy or surface to volume ratio, which is very large as compared to the normal traditional bulk material. Applications lies in the field of electronics, medicine, energy, environment. ମୁଁ ଏଠି ଚେଞ୍ଜ କରୁଛି, ଦେଖାଯାଉଛି ତମମାନଙ୍କୁ? ସ୍ଲାଇଡ୍ ଚେଞ୍ଜ କରୁଛି। Wherever you get problem, please tell me. So this is the historical evolution that from Feynman lecture will come to know that about the origin of the nanomaterial or nanoparticles. Then gradual development on nanomaterial research were going on. Then a Nobel Prize also was obtained based on the nano discovery. Size also already we have discussed. The nanometer is of the order of 10 to the power of minus 9 meters. Synthesis of nanomaterial also we have discussed in a detailed manner yesterday, that is from top down to bottom. Top down method, that means bigger to smaller particle, and bottom up means we should work with the atomic level, then we can synthesize the nanomaterial. Then it shows the unique properties, that the unique properties like physical properties, chemical property, biological properties, electrical property, electronic property, different properties shown by the nanomaterial is improved or enhanced as compared to the normal material. And there are different synthesis methods by which the nanomaterials can be synthesized. So the examples are Sol gel method, CVD, laser ablation method, green synthesis method. And again we have discussed that the nanomaterial shows unique properties at the nanometer scale, unique optical property which is observed through the quantum dots. Those are the zero-dimensional nanomaterial. Plasmonics, mechanical property in the sense it has got very high strength, and carbon nanotubes are generally used as the nanomaterials which have very good mechanical properties. The nanomaterials also show super paramagnetic property. Super paramagnetic property also we will discuss at the end of today's class. And because of super paramagnetic property, it has got so many applications. It has got also good thermal and electrical properties with enhanced conductivity. The nanomaterial classification yesterday we have discussed. They are classified in terms of the 0 dimension, 1 dimension, 2 dimension, 3 dimension nanomaterial. These dimension materials can be determined as per the quantum confinement. Quantum confinement again explains that along which direction the material is having the nanometer order, whether it is along x direction or y direction or xy direction or xyz direction. Accordingly, it is divided into different types. So zero dimensional means here in this case all the x, y, z axes are of the nanometer scale. Likewise, we will have the nanometer classification or structural classification, different forms of nanomaterial. It may be found in terms of quantum dots, where it is confined to the nanoscale along x, y, and z axis. If it is confined through nanoscale along x and y axis, then along z-axis the material can develop. So that forms the form of a wire or tube. That's why they are called nanowires or nanotubes. If it is having the nanometer scale along one direction, then in the plane, either in xy plane or yz plane or zx plane, it will have the nano films. Those are known as the two-dimensional nanometer. But those materials in which in the all three direction the materials are having the normal size, then we can say we can take that as a nanomaterial, but it is an example of the bulk material. So generally the nano composite materials are termed to be the three-dimensional material, but generally we call the three-dimensional, there is no such three-dimensional material, but they are just the bulk materials. So because of the unique properties, the nanomaterials have different applications. Again, these things we have discussed in detail, that in medical field, energy field, and environment, electronic, it has got different applications. So this also we have discussed. So these are the things we have discussed in the last class. What is this? This block explains the bulk material, bulk gold. But when it will be converted into nano material through some nanosynthesis method, then the yellow color of gold looks like this. Why? Transparent red color it looks. Though it is originally the metal is gold itself, but because of the size reduction, the color has been changed. Why it happens? Because when the size is reduced, then the electronic property, the optical property of the material also changes. Because of that, we can get such behavior of the material. 1 minute. So this is what the nature of a nanomaterial. So what is it written over here? ଦେଖାଯାଉଛି ଏଟା a slide?
Yes, madam.
This is one of the most important slides. You see here it is explained that it is a bulk material which is opaque, opaque, spelling भूल ଅଛି, opaque, yellow. So materials with least one dimension in nanoscale is known as nanomaterial. These things we have discussed. But when you take a material like gold, this is the original material in its normal form or in its traditional form, or you can say bulk form, it will be looking like this. But if you apply nanosynthesis method and convert this bulk material into nanomaterial, then it looks like this. This is the beauty of a nanomaterial. So yesterday this also we have discussed in detail. This is which process? Top down process, bigger to smaller. Bottom down, bottom up. Bottom up means smaller to bigger. Bigger in the sense smaller is what? Smaller is in terms of the atoms or molecules. They combine up and they will give us the nanomaterial. So top down method, starting with larger bulk material and breaking them down to nanoscale dimension. Bottom up, building nanomaterials atom by atom or molecule by molecule. So what is the difference between these two types of method? Top down, good for mass production. Large scale production can be done if you go for the top down synthesis. Here also the spelling is wrong. DOWN, top down. And bottom up, high precision, often complex and expensive for large scale. Bottom up method is a very good method. It gives a uniform nanomaterial and the precision, the accuracy is also very good. But point is that it is very expensive and large scale production is also very difficult to attain. Large scale production means why it is needed for application purpose. You need a large scale of the material. So for that we have to adopt some method which is cost effective, which is cheap, which should not be expensive. Then only we can go for application purpose. Next, top-down technique. One of the top-down techniques is the mechanical milling, which is also known as the ball milling process. So in ball milling process, what we can see, the ball milling process uses mechanical forces to fracture and grind larger particle into nanoparticle. The process is what? A material is placed in a mill with grinding media. The grinding media is in the form of balls. Balls means just small spheres of some material. It may be metallic material, it may be zirconia or some other balls will be available. So what you need to do here, you have to you have there are different types of ball milling systems, ball milling machines. And for example, in this ball milling machine you have four jars. So four jars means, see, the small balls are there. Then you need to put the material, the powder which you want to again make. Means if you want to grind that, then you have to put the powder here at first. Then you have to start the machine. Then what happens, it will go on rotating and it will go on grinding the material which is placed inside the container. So after some time, after some hour, the size reduction take place. Then you have to go on doing some characterization technique, some measurement technique to verify whether you have attained the nanoparticle size or not. So in this way, different materials are taken in this ball mill. So we know that in general sense, mill means that place where we take some material and we will use that mill for grinding purpose. Exactly here also we are milling the material. Why we are milling the material? Because our purpose is to produce the nanomaterial. For that purpose we are using here balls. That's why the name is known as ball milling. So it can produce metal nanoparticles, alloys, nano. It is also sometimes known as the mechanical alloying. That means two or three types of starting materials are to be taken. Then because of grinding, alloying also be possible. So this is one of the methods which which comes under the top-down approach. Lithography is another method which also comes under the top-down approach, in which here the process is little different. Here some patterns are to be, or mask are to be produced or created. Then some form or some design is to be given. Then it is to be taken out. That give us a specific design. ଯେମିତି ଆମେ ଜଷ୍ଟ ଇମାଜିନ୍ କର ଗୋଟେ କାଗଜ ନେଲୁ, ଗୋଟେ ହ୍ୱାଇଟ୍ କାଗଜ ନେଲୁ, ସେଥିରେ ଗୋଟେ ଡିଜାଇନ୍ କରିଦେବା। ଯେମିତି ଆମେ ଛୋଟ ପିଲାବେଳେ କ୍ଲାସ୍ରେ କରୁଥିଲେ, ଗୋଟେ ଡିଜାଇନ୍ କରିଦେବା, ତାକୁ ଯୋଉଠି ଆମେ ଡିଜାଇନ୍ କରିଥିବା ତାକୁ ସେଇ ଜାଗାରେ ଚିରିଦେବା। ଚିରିଦେଲେ କ'ଣ ହବ ନା, ସିଏ ଗୋଟେ ମାସ୍କ ବନିଯିବ, ସିଏ ଗୋଟେ ଫର୍ମ ବନିଯିବ। ତାକୁ ହିଁ ନେଇକି ଆମେ କିଛି ଗୋଟେ କାମରେ ୟୁଜ୍ କରିପାରିବା। ଏକ୍ଜାକ୍ଟଲି ଲାଇକ୍ ସୋ ଏଇ ଲିଥୋଗ୍ରାଫି ଟେକ୍ନିକ୍ରେ ମଧ୍ୟ କ'ଣ କରାହୁଏ ନା, ଗୋଟେ ମାସ୍କ ତିଆରି କରାଯାଏ। ମାସ୍କ ତିଆରି କରାଯାଇକି ତାକୁ ତାର ପରଫେକ୍ଟ ଡିଜାଇନ୍ କରାଯାଏ। ସେଇ ଡିଜାଇନ୍କୁ ପୁଣି ନେଇକି आमे इलेक्ट्रोनिक डिवाइस रे यूज करवा जोथिरे कि हमरो किछि काम करि परिबो तो तार डिटेल प्रोसीजर अछि प्रोसीजर कोन ना ए प्रिंसिपल एंड प्रोसेस इज दैट patterning a material using light. If you are using light in lithography process, then it is known as photolithography. So whenever light you are using, then due to the light rays here, it will make some design. Means light ray jodi ame intense light ray deba, then it will melt and give a design, give a structure. Then that will be developed and a specific form or specific design will be prepared by etching. Etching means ଯେତିକି ଦରକାର ସେତିକି ରହିବ ଆଉ ବଳକା ବାହାର କରାଯିବ. Then that will be kept over an electronic device or semiconducting device, and that will be further useful for different purposes. So the principle behind the lithography process is patterning a material using light or electron beam to create nanoscale structure. The process include masking, exposure, development, and etching step to transfer the pattern. Application involves fabrication of integrated circuit, nano devices, sensors, and quantum dots. So, in this way, the photolithography technique is also widely useful in electronic devices. So these things we have discussed already, that the classification is based on 0 dimension, 1 dimension, 2 dimension, and 3 dimension. And here the explanation is given with different examples. So this figure depicts that what are the materials or the examples under different types of nanostructure. Under zero dimensional structure, generally we find the core cell nanoparticle encapsulated in hollow nanospheres, composite nanoparticles. One-dimensional structure, carbon nanotube based composite electrode, coaxial nanowire arrays, composite nanowire array. Then two-dimensional graphene based composite, carbon coated nanoplates, carbon coated nano belts. These are the two-dimensional nanomaterials. Three-dimensional mesoporous composite electrode and other material. So these are the detailed explanation of the zero dimensional structure, one dimensional structure, two dimensional, and the other structures. So as I have been telling that how will be the quantum confinement. Quantum confinement is more prominent in semiconductors because they have an energy band gap in their electronic band structure. So here you see, here in this graph you can find that as you go on increasing the dimension, you can find different density of state. DOS is density of state structure. It is also explained the density of states theory in nanomaterials. So if you go for the zero dimensional nanomaterial, you will find discrete lines of density of states. If you go for one dimensional, then such type of spikes you will observe. If you go for two dimensional structure, then such type of steps you get. 3D, this is the structure, this is the nature of the graph. So for different types of nanomaterial, the density of states will be different, and accordingly the properties also will be different. So here also same thing is given. I have taken this from different sources, so you can find the explanation either in the previous slide or in this slide also. So These are the examples of 0, 1, 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional nanostructures. And these nanostructures are very much useful for in medical field, in different fields, especially in medicine and medical field. They are very much useful for sensing or biomedical devices, biosensing, anti-corrosive. These are some other engineering application: waste treatment, anti-corrosive detection, catalyst, emerging technologies. For that purpose, nanomaterials are used. Nowadays, nano paints are also used, which are anti-corrosive in nature. Anti-corrosive means this will not be get destroyed with external parameters. That's why that means whatever may be the external parameter, external humidity, temperature, but the coating or the film will be as it is. That is the smart nature of the nanomaterials. So this figure, you can see that this figure explains that whenever the size of the material varies, accordingly the color also varies. Why? Because of the band gap and the optical nature variation. So you see the same material has been taken, but different colors you find because of the variation of size. So in old days, different materials and designs are used by using the nano material or nanoscience. So nanoscience is the study of the phenomena and manipulation of materials at atomic, molecular, macromolecular scales where properties differ significantly from those at a larger scale. So you can see the same material is taken as the coating material, but when the size is changed, then the color is totally changed. So you can imagine that how the size dependent properties are observed or are get controlled by changing the normal size to nanometer size. Here is the explanation why it happens so. Here you see this is the energy band diagram. This band is known as the valence band, the upper one is known as the conduction band, and this is the forbidden energy gap. So here, based on the gap, you can find the photons of different colors. Different colors means different wavelength. What is different wavelength? We know the visible light has the wavelength range of 400 nanometer to 700 nanometer. So the color variation is from violet to red. Violet has the minimum wavelength, red has the maximum wavelength. So here is the case. So as per the band structure, you get different colors, and that will be used. This will be used for such type of application purpose. So this is what it happens with the variation of size. Are you getting?
Yes, ma'am.
No,
Jana
madam.
Puji? Hello?
Hello, ma'am.
ନାଇଁ ମ୍ୟାଡ଼ାମ
ବୁଝା ପଡ଼ିଲାନି?
ନାଇଁ କି
କୋଉଟା ବୁଝି ପାରିଲନି? ଶିବରାମ, କୋଉ ଜିନିଷଟା ବୁଝି ପାରିଲନି କୁହ?
ଏ ଗ୍ରାଫ ଟା ମ୍ୟାଡ଼ାମ ଗ୍ରାଫ
ଗ୍ରାଫଟା ନା? ଏଇଟା କି? ଏପଟେ ଏଇ ଗ୍ରାଫଟା ନା? ଦେଖ ମୋ କର୍ସର।
ୟେସ୍
ଆଚ୍ଛା, ହଉ ମୁଁ କହିଦେଉଛି। Here along x-axis wavelength is taken. along y-axis intensity is taken. Wavelength means what? Wavelength we do take for the visible light, because we can able to visualize the wavelengths which comes under visible light wavelength range. Visible light ର wavelength range କ'ଣ ନା 400 ନାନୋମିଟର ରୁ ପାଖାପାଖି 800 ନାନୋମିଟର। ତ 400 ନାନୋମିଟର କାହାର ଅଛି? ଭାଓଲେଟ୍, ଆମେ ଜାଣିଛୁ VIBG YOR, ଭାଓଲେଟ୍ କଲରର ସବୁଠୁ କମ୍ wavelength। ରେଡ୍ କଲର, ଅରେଞ୍ଜ କଲର ସେଗୁଡାକ ହାୟର ୱେଭଲେନ୍ଥ ରେଞ୍ଜରେ ଯିବେ। ତେଣୁ ଏଇଠି ଦେଖ ଗ୍ରାଫରେ କ'ଣ ହେଉଛି ନା ତମର ଭାଓଲେଟ୍ କଲର ଆସୁଛି ପ୍ରଥମେ, ତାପରେ ଧୀରେ ଧୀରେ ଇଣ୍ଡିଗୋ, ତାପରେ ବ୍ଲୁ, ତାପରେ ଲାଇଟ୍ ଗ୍ରୀନ୍, ଗ୍ରୀନ୍, ୟେଲୋ, ଏମିତି ହେଇ ହେଇ ଏଠି ଅରେଞ୍ଜ ଆସୁଛି, ଫାଇନାଲି ଇଟ୍ ଇଜ୍ ରେଡ୍। So gradual shifting of the light, gradual shifting of the color take place with respect to the change in size. So ଏଇଠି କ'ଣ ହେଉଛି ନା ଯେତେବେଳେ ତମର ଦେଖ ଏଠି ଦେଇଛି ମଧ୍ୟ କ୍ୱାଣ୍ଟମ୍ ଡଟ୍ ଯେତେବେଳେ ପ୍ରଡ୍ୟୁସ୍ କରାଗଲା, କ୍ୱାଣ୍ଟମ୍ ଡଟ୍ର ସାଇଜ୍ ଯେତେବେଳେ କମି କମିଗଲା, ସେ ହିସାବରେ ତାର କଲର୍ ବି ଚେଞ୍ଜ ହେଇ ହେଇ ଯାଉଛି। କାହିଁକି କଲର୍ ଚେଞ୍ଜ ହେଇକି ଯାଉଛି? କାରଣ ଏଠି ତାର ଏନର୍ଜି ବ୍ୟାଣ୍ଡ ଗ୍ୟାପ୍ ମଧ୍ୟ ଏଠି ଚେଞ୍ଜ ହେଉଛି। ଦେଖ ଏଇ ତିନିଟା ଫିଗରରେ whatever is the energy band that is different than that of the other energy band and so on. So accordingly you can see the conduction, this is conduction band, this is valence band, increasing energy gap and changing emission color. So when the energy band is increasing, accordingly the color of emitted light is also changing. ତେଣୁ ଏହି ହିସାବରେ ଚେଞ୍ଜ ହେଉଛି। ତେଣୁ ଆମେ ଦେଖିବା ଯେତେବେଳେ size of the particle is getting changed from higher to lower or lower to higher, whatever may be, accordingly the color is also changing. That is the explanation to this graph. Is it clear now?
Yes.
ମାନେ ଆମର ସାଇଜ ଯୋଉ ହିସାବରେ ଚେଞ୍ଜ ହେଉଛି ସେଇ ହିସାବରେ ଆମର କଲର ବି ଚେଞ୍ଜ ହେଇ ହେଇ ଯାଉଛି। ଏଇଠି ପୁଣି ଦେଇଛି ସେଇ ଜିନିଷ ହିଁ, ବ୍ୟାଣ୍ଡ ଗ୍ୟାପ୍ ଉପରେ ଡିପେଣ୍ଡ କରୁଛି ତମର କଲର। ଡିକ୍ରିଜିଂ ନାନୋ କ୍ରିଷ୍ଟାଲ ସାଇଜ ଇଜ୍ ଗିଭିଂ ଫ୍ରମ୍ ରେଡ୍ କଲର ଟୁ ଦିସ୍ କଲର। ଏଇଠି ଦେଖ ଡାର୍କ ରେଡ୍ ଥିଲା ଯେତେବେଳେ ବଲ୍କ ମେଟେରିଆଲ ଥିଲା, ନାନୋ ହବାରୁ ରେଡ୍ କଲର ହେଲା, ତାପରେ ଅରେଞ୍ଜ, ତାପରେ ଗ୍ରୀନ୍, ଏମିତି ହେଇ 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 ସେ ପୁରା ଚେଞ୍ଜ ହେଇକି ଯାଉଛି। କାହିଁକି ହେଉଛି ନା କାରଣ ତାର ଆବଜର୍ବାନ୍ସ, ତାର ରିଫ୍ଲେକ୍ଟାନ୍ସ, ସେଇ ଅପ୍ଟିକାଲ ପ୍ରପର୍ଟି ଗୁଡାକ ଚେଞ୍ଜ ହେଇଯାଉଛି। ତେଣୁ ତାର ଗ୍ରାଫରେ ମଧ୍ୟ ତମେ ଏଇ ଚେଞ୍ଜ ଦେଖିବାକୁ ପାଉଛ, ଯୋଉଟାକି ଏଇଠି ଦେଖାଯାଉଛି। କ୍ୟାଡମିୟମ ସଲଫାଇଡ୍ କ୍ୱାଣ୍ଟମ୍ ଡଟ୍, କ୍ୟାଡମିୟମ ସଲଫାଇଡ୍ ମେଟେରିଆଲ ନିଆଗଲା, ତାର କ୍ୱାଣ୍ଟମ୍ ଡଟ୍ ପ୍ରିପେୟାର କରାଗଲା, ତାପରେ କ'ଣ କରାହେଲା ନା ତାର ସାଇଜ ଚେଞ୍ଜ କରାଗଲା। ଏଠି ଦେଖ ସାଇଜ ଚେଞ୍ଜ କରାହେଇଛି 8.4 ରୁ 4.3, ସେ ହିସାବରେ ତାର ଗ୍ରାଫ ମଧ୍ୟ ଚେଞ୍ଜ ହେଇଯାଇଛି, କଲର ଚେଞ୍ଜ ହେଇଯାଇଛି। ଏଣ୍ଡ ଏଇଠି ଯୋଉ କଲରର ଏବେ 400 ଏଇ ପାଖରେ ଏଇ କଲର, ଏମିତି ହେଇକି ମାନେ ୱେଭଲେନ୍ଥ ସହିତ କେମିତି ତାର ଚେଞ୍ଜ ହେଉଛି। Observance ମାନେ optical property and electronic properties get changed with respect to the change in the size of the particle. So these things we have discussed in last class. However, these are the methods. You can either write the methods or like this: under physical method, arc discharge method, electron beam lithography, ion implantation method, inert gas, এটা gas GS, gas condensation method, mechanical grinding, that is the ball milling method, spray pyrolysis, vapor phase synthesis. These synthesis methods comes under physical method. Next, chemical method. Chemical method under this co-precipitation method, chemical reduction of metal salts, electrochemical method, microemulsion method, pyrolysis, phytochemical method. Like this, different chemical methods also are there to synthesize nanomaterial. We are concerned with this physical and chemical method. In addition to that, some biological methods also are there, which includes by using plants and their extracts. Biological people, they do research in this synthesis method to prepare the nanoparticles. So these are what different types of synthesis method, which comes under different approaches. Either it comes under top-down approach or bottom-up approach. So mechanical milling we have discussed in previous slides. However, let us see again the mechanical milling process, in which you find that, see how it is happening, it is given. So at first the coarser material, these are the balls, these round circles are the balls, and the dots are the particles, I mean the powder particles. So during rotation they get grinded, crushed, and they will become the fine powder. A grinding method that grinds nanotubes into extremely fine powder. During the means nanotubes, nanoparticle, whatever may be the material, they will be grounded into very fine powder, which is almost of the order of the nanometer, and that can be understood by using some characterization technique. So the detailed step is given. Possibility of combining it with chemical treatment allows obtaining the desired products with minimal effort. Ball milled carbon nanomaterials are considered a novel class of nanomaterial, providing the opportunity to satisfy environmental remediation, energy storage, and energy conversion demands. This is the ball milling method is a very cost effective method, means you need not to um, go for a high expenditure, and it is an ideal method for producing blends of different phases. It is helpful in the production of nanocomposites. It is used to produce oxide and carbide strengthened aluminum alloys, wear resistance spray coatings, means different applications of the nanomaterial, which is produced by the mechanical milling, because it can able to produce large scale material also. So this is some of the applications and of the mechanically grinded materials. This slide again shows the same. କେମିତି ଏଇଟା ଥାଏ ଦେଖ, ଆର୍ ୟୁ ଦେୟାର? ଜାଣିପାରୁଛ କିଛି ଆଇଡିଆ ହଉଛି ବଲ୍ ମିଲରେ କ'ଣ ହଉଛି?
ନାଇଁ ମ୍ୟାଡ଼ାମ।
ପ୍ରିୟଦର୍ଶିନୀ
Yes, ma'am.
ଜାଣି ହଉନି କିରେ ଶିବରାମ? ହ୍ୟାଲୋ?
Yes,
ହଁ
ma'am.
ମ୍ୟାଡ଼ାମ।
ନାଇଁ ହଁ କି ନାଇଁ କୋଉଟାର ଗୋଟେ କୁହ। ଯଦି ନ ଜାଣିପାରୁଛ ମୁଁ ଆଉ ଥରେ ବୁଝେଇବି, କିଛି ଅସୁବିଧା ନାହିଁ।
ବଲ୍ ମିଲିଂ ନା ଟିକେ କହିଦିଅନ୍ତୁ ମ୍ୟାଡ଼ାମ।
ହଁ ବଲ୍ ମିଲିଂ ହିଁ କହୁଛି। ପ୍ରିୟଦର୍ଶିନୀ ଆର୍ ୟୁ ଦେୟାର?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I am here.
ଓକେ। ବଲ୍ ମିଲରେ କ'ଣ ହୁଏ, ଗୋଟେ କଣ୍ଟେନର ଏମିତି ଥାଏ, ସେଥିରେ ଦେଖ ଏଗୁଡାକ ବଲ୍ସ ଦେଖାଯାଉଛି, ଏଗୁଡାକ ବଲ୍ସ ମାନେ ଗୋଟେ ଜାର ଭଳିଆ ଥିବ, ଗୋଟେ ଛୋଟ ଗ୍ଲାସ ଭଳିଆ ଥିବ ବଲ୍ ମିଲରେ, ବା ତମେ କହିପାରିବ ତାର ଗୋଟେ କଣ୍ଟେନର, ସେଟା ତା ଭିତରେ ଏମିତି ବଲ୍ସ ଥାଏ। ସେଇ ବଲ୍ସ ଗୁଡାକୁ ମାନେ ଦିସ୍ ବଲ୍ସ ୱିଲ୍ ବି ୟୁଜଫୁଲ ଫର ଗ୍ରାଇଣ୍ଡିଙ୍ଗ ପର୍ପଜ। ଏ ବଲ୍ ଗୁଡାକ ଯୋଗୁ ହିଁ ଗ୍ରାଇଣ୍ଡ ହୁଏ। ତ ଆମେ ତାପରେ କ'ଣ କରିବା, ଆମର ପ୍ରିକର୍ସର ମେଟେରିଆଲ ପକେଇବା। ପ୍ରିକର୍ସର ମେଟେରିଆଲ ମାନେ କ'ଣ, ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟିଂ ମେଟେରିଆଲ, ଯୋଉଟା କି ନାନୋ ପାର୍ଟିକଲ ହେଇନି କି ନାନୋ ମେଟେରିଆଲରେ କନଭର୍ଟ ହେଇନି। ତେଣୁ ଆମେ ତାକୁ ଏଇଠି ଏଇଠି ଢାଳିବା। ଏଇଠି ଢାଳିବା ଯୋଗୁଁ କ'ଣ ହବ ନା, ତମର ବଲ୍ସ ଆଉ ତମର ମେଟେରିଆଲ ରହିଲା। ତାପରେ ତାକୁ ତମେ ନବ ତମର ମେସିନକୁ। ମେସିନକୁ ନେଇକି ତମେ ମେସିନ ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟ କରିବ। ମେସିନ ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟ କଲେ କ'ଣ ହବ ନା, ଏ ପ୍ରକାର ହବ। ଏ ପ୍ରକାର ଦେଖ, ଏଇଠି ଏଇଠି ଗ୍ରାଇଣ୍ଡିଙ୍ଗ ହଉଛି, ଏଇଠି ଗ୍ରାଇଣ୍ଡିଙ୍ଗ ହଉଛି। ଗ୍ରାଇଣ୍ଡିଙ୍ଗ ହଉଛି ମାନେ କ'ଣ, ବଲ୍ସ बल्स सहित ये जो पाउडर रो इंटरेक्शन होची ता जगु एठी क्रॉस से की एठी ग्राइंड होची सेमती इट विल गो ऑन ग्राइंडिंग फॉर सम आवर तापरे तमे कोन करिवो ना बहुत समय गला परे तार फाइन पाउडर पाइबो से फाइन पाउडर रो साइज नानोमीटर साइज रे थाए तेनु in this way also you can able to produce the nano material किछि बुझा पड़ला
Yes, ma'am.
ଏଇଟା ରୋଟେଟ୍ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ମ୍ୟାଡ଼ାମ୍
हाँ एटा रोटेट हबो एटा गोटे मेसिन रे थाई कि रोटेट हबो रोटेट हेले तमरो एठी देखो एमितिया जार गुडा को थाए नानो मटेरियल रो ए जो बॉल मिल रो देखा जाउची एमति जार थिबो ता ऊपर कवर थिबो ता भितरे तमरो बॉल्स ए जो बॉल्स अछि नेगी ए बॉल्स रखाई थिबो ता सेतिरे तमे कोन करियो से पाउडर आ ढाळिबो पाउडर ढाळी की तमे एई जो जार को एठी हमें जो देखुथिले एमिति से मेसिन रो एमती गोटे टॉप थिबो ता ऊपर एमती जार को फिक्स करके रखिबो तापर ताको कवर करके तमे मेसिन ऑन करिवो मेसिन ऑन करले कोन हबो ना ग्राइंडिंग स्टार्ट हबो से पुनी केते समय लागिवो घंटा 2 घंटा 3 घंटा 24 घंटा को मटेरियल रो केति समय दरकार तापर ग्राइंड हला परे से गुडा को कोन हबो ना फाइन पाउडर रे कन्वर्ट हेजिवो फाइन पाउडर रे जेतले कन्वर्ट हबो दैट इज नोन एज द नानो पाउडर एठी देखो एटा होची मेसिन देखा जाउची मु कर्सर एठी
Yes, ma'am.
एटा मेसिन देखा गला मेसिन को क्लोज कर देले एमती देखा जिवो एठी देखो ए जो जार गुडा को एठी अछि ए जो जार एठी अछि से जार भितरे जार केमती थाए ना एमती कवर हेकी थाए जार भितरे कोन अछि ना जार भितरे एमतिया बॉल्स अछि एमितिया बॉल्स अछि
Ma'am,
ए बॉल्स
weight grinding
ए
means
बॉल्स अछि
जो
आप कोन हला
weight grinding जो लिखा है जे से पाउडर टा weight
हाँ
होची
वेट ग्राइंडिंग माने कोन मु कहउछरो एठी एमती पाउडर सब करा गला परे कोन करिवो ना तमे जतोळे सेथिरे मिथानॉल की एसीटन पकेबो ताहले कोन हबो ना यूनिफॉर्मिटी हमर यूनिफॉर्मिटी पई गोटे वेट ग्राइंडिंग दरकार वेट ग्राइंडिंग माने तमरो किछ समय ता साधा ग्राइंडिंग कर दलो तापर तमे ए जो वेट ग्राइंडिंग पे मिथानॉल की इथानॉल एसीटन एगुडा को पकेले सेथिरे कोन हबो ना सेथिरे सिटा मिक्स है कि जो पाउडर टा ग्राइंड होतुला सिटा मिक्स हबो पुनी से यूनिफॉर्म माने पार्टिकल रो यूनिफॉर्मिटी पाइली से वेट ग्राइंडिंग करा जाए से तापर से गुडा को पुनी जीवो कुआडे बिकॉज दे आर द इवापोरेटिंग लिक्विड्स सो दे गेट इवापोरेटेड आफ्टर सम टाइम तो तमरो इथानॉल मिथानॉल गुडा को यूज करले भी से लिक्विड यूज करले भी वेट ग्राइंडिंग रे कोन हुए किछि समय परे से उड़ी जाए काहे कि ना दे गेट इवापोरेटेड दैट्स व्हाई जनरली फॉर वेट ग्राइंडिंग such means liquids are to be used and wet grinding is required to get more uniformity or homogeneity मानकर 3-4टा मटेरियल को हमें मिक्स करछु आ ग्राइंड करछु तो मिक्स करले कोन साधा ग्राइंडिंग ड्राई ग्राइंडिंग रे जेति की भलो रे मिक्स हि न पारे जदि हमें ताकू वेट कर दबा ताले गोटे यूनिफॉर्मिटी क्रिएट हबो यूनिफॉर्म सॉल्यूशन यूनिफॉर्म मिक्सचर you will get that's why wet grinding is to be applied during the grinding process is it okay
mechanical alloying
हाँ ताकू ही मेकानिकल एलोइंग कुआची मेकानिकल एलोइंग काहे कुआची माने करो आमे तमे इमेजिन करो एठी गोटे रिएक्शन अछि a plus b plus c is equal to d a plus b plus c equal to d a plus b plus c टा कोन रिएक्टेंट कुआ जाय d को कोन कुआ जाय प्रोडक्ट तो a जदि गोटे मेटल b जदि गोटे मेटल c भी गोटे मेटल सेगुडा को कोन हबो ना ग्राइंड हबा जगु गोटे नुआ प्रोडक्ट डी देला किंतु ए जो ग्राइंड हबारु से माने दे विल इंटरमिक्स विथ ईच अदर एंड दे विल गिव अस ए न्यू कंपाउंड which is nothing but an alloy so when a metal mix with b metal which mix with b c metal finally they give us the grinded final product, that is known as the, that is nothing but in the form of an alloy. So this ball milling method is also called as the mechanical alloying method. Is it clear?
Yes.
Next method is electrospinning method. Electrospinning method is the simplest top-down method. It is used to produce nanofibers from a wide variety of materials, typically for polymers. This electrospinning method is used. Length of this ultra-thin nanomaterial can be extended to several centimeters. ମାନେ ସ୍ପିନିଂ ଯୋଗୁଁ କ'ଣ କରାହୁଏ ନା ତମର ଯୋଉ ପଲିମରିକ ମେଟେରିଆଲ ଅଛି ସେଇ ମେଟେରିଆଲକୁ ତମେ ଏକ୍ସଟେଣ୍ଡ କରିକି ତମର ନାନୋ ୱାୟାର ନାନୋ ଟ୍ୟୁବ ୟୁ କ୍ୟାନ୍ ପ୍ରଡ୍ୟୁସ୍. So core cell and hollow polymer inorganic organic hybrid materials are some of the examples of the nanomaterials produced through electrospinning method. So precursor ଯୋଉଠି precursor ଲେଖା ହେଇଛି ମାନେ ସେଇଟା ହଉଛି starting material, ସେଇଟା ହଉଛି ଆମର ନର୍ମାଲ ମେଟେରିଆଲ. ଏଇଟା ନାନୋମିଟର ସାଇଜରେ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ନାହିଁ. ତାକୁ ଆମେ କ'ଣ କରିବା ନା ଏଠି ରଖିବା and pendant dip of polymer. ପଲିମର ଅଛି, ପଲିମର ସାମ୍ପୁଲ ଅଛି, ତମର ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ପ୍ରିକର୍ସର ମେଟେରିଆଲ. ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ସ୍ପିନିଂ ମେଥଡ ଯୋଗୁଁ କ'ଣ ହବ ନା ତମର ନାନୋ ସିଟ୍ କି ନାନୋ ମେଟେରିଆଲ ନାନୋ ୱାୟାର ଏସବୁ ପ୍ରଡ୍ୟୁସ୍ ହବ. So for this such type of arrangement is to be done. लिथोग्राफी आमे डिस्कशन करथिले जोटा कि फोटो लिथोग्राफी मध्य कुहाଯାଏ, जोटी कि these are the steps. First you have to take a material. एठी गोटे आमे सीट नबा, जे कोनसी गोटे फिल्म नबा. फिल्म ने कि कोन करिया लाइट एक्सपोज करिया से फिल्म को. लाइट एक्सपोज करला परे तमरो एमतिया तमरो लेयर्स विल बी प्रोड्यूस. तापरे कोन करिवा ना तार विभिन्न प्रोसेस अछि. रेजिस्ट कहती, नेगेटिव रेजिस्ट, पॉजिटिव रेजिस्ट. नेगेटिव रेजिस्ट रे तमरो एमितिया स्ट्रक्चर रहइबो. पॉजिटिव रेजिस्ट रे कोन हबो देखो नेगेटिव एमितिया एठी टिके मार्क करो. लेट मी शो यू. एटा होची ओरिजिनल मटेरियल. येलो कलर अछि, रेड कलर अछि, ध्यान दियो. येलो कलर एंड रेड लेयर इज देयर. Then you have to produce the mask or resist. ता जोगु आमे कोन करिबा ना रेजिस्ट जेतेबेले यूज करिया, रेजिस्ट मे बी ऑफ टू टाइप्स, नेगेटिव रेजिस्ट, पॉजिटिव रेजिस्ट. नेगेटिव रेजिस्ट रे कोन होची ना ए जो साइड येलो गुडा को सब एच हे गेला माने बाहर करा गेला, कट्टा हे कि बाहर करा गेला. किंतु पॉजिटिव रेजिस्ट रे कोन होची साइड गुडा को अछि गोटे छोटो साइज मझिर केवल बाहर करा जायछि. प्लीज सी दिस टू फिगर्स. तापरे कोन करा गेला ना एमटी जेतेबेले हला एठू तापरे फाइनली यू विल गेट ए स्ट्रक्चर that which contains only the middle portion if it is of negative resist, and you will get the other portion if you are going through the positive resist. So in a masked nanolithography, nano patterns are transferred over a large surface area using a specific mask or template. मास्क आमे क्या काहे कहूछु गोटे लेयर को मास्क कहूछु. सेमितिया गोटे मास्क प्रथमे निया जाए. मास्क नेला परे एठी जेमति नेछि, एठी से मास्क गोटे नेछि. मास्क नेला परे से तारो डिफरेंट लेयर्स नेछि. एगुडा कहूछि तारो मटेरियल. गोटे होछि रेजिस्ट मटेरियल, गोटे होछि तारो जो मटेरियल ऊपर काम करछि सिलिकॉन डाइऑक्साइड. सबस्ट्रेट माने कोन होछि सैंपल होल्डर. ओटा गोटे प्लेट भलिया अछि. गोटे प्लेट थाए ता ऊपर हमर सिलिकॉन डाइऑक्साइड अछि, ता ऊपर रेजिस्ट अछि. से जो रेजिस्ट इज आल्सो ए मटेरियल coating over it. Then that resist may be prepared as a negative resist or positive resist by etching method. Etching method माने खोली 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 बाहर करा जो. जेमति कि इमेजिन करो गोटे पत्थर खंडटे अछि, ताकू से जो ताकू आमे एच करबा, ताकू आमे डिफरेंट शेप एंड साइज वी वांट टू गिव. Then what we are doing, we are taking out some portion of the rock. Exactly like so, here also we need to do the same to get a design. Then For that, we will expose it through light or through electron beam, and accordingly we will get different designs, and those designs are finally taken for the integrated circuit purpose. This is another synthesis method known as sputtering method. Sputtering method means what? Spray hela bhaliya habo. Just you imagine paint ଯେମିତି spray କରା ହଉଛି ତମର paint ଗୋଟେ ଧର ଗୋଟେ car seat କି ଗୋଟେ door seat ଅଛି ତମର spray କରା ଯାଉଛି. That is a sputtering method. ମାନେ ତା ଯୋଗୁ କ'ଣ ହଉଛି ଗୋଟେ thin layer is getting produced. Exactly like so, sputtering is to be done. Sputtering is the technique by which the thin nanofilms can be produced. So, what you have to do? Bombarding solid surface with high energy particle such as plasma or gas, it produces the nanomaterial. What are the steps involved? Ions are generated via plasma and directed towards target, which sputter target atoms. टार्गेट माने कौन? टार्गेट माने गोटे प्लेट थिबो. तमे जस्ट इमेजिन करो आमे कार हमर रेड कलर अछि ताको हमें ब्लू कलर करिया को चाहूछु. तो कौन करिया? कार रे ही हमें स्प्रे करिबा. स्प्रे करले से रेड कलर रो पूरा कन्वर्ट हो ब्लू कलर रो कोटिंग रे. एक्जाक्टली लाइक सो गोटे सबस्ट्रेट दिया जाय थाए. ऊपर गोटे सबस्ट्रेट थाए माने गोटे प्लेट थाए. सेही प्लेट ऊपर कौन हुए ना the ions are generated via plasma and directed towards the target. Target माने से जो target is the substrate plate. So say target पाखकु से ion जाए. Ion जिबा परे ejected atoms are transported to the substrate. There it condenses. सेठी कोन होबो? सेही जो substrate ऊपर बसिबो. बसिले it will form a thin film. And it will be performed in an evacuated chamber. Evacuated chamber means the vacuum chamber. What do you mean by vacuum? Vacuum na sunicho?
Yes, ma'am.
कहि परिबो ह कोन vacuum माने?
There is no.
Vacuum is emptiness. Vacuum is voidness. एठी देखो एटा होची तमरो मटेरियल जो मटेरियल की तमे एठी तमे स्पटर करिया को चाहछो. तेणु कोन होची ना एई मटेरियल को जेतेबेले तमे कोनोसी प्लाज्मा टेक्निक रे कि जहाँ भी करके तार आयन प्रोड्यूस करछो, दैट आयन विल go to the target and will form a film. এটা তার মেশিন আরেঞ্জমেন্ট, এক্সপেরিমেন্টাল আরেঞ্জমেন্ট. লেজার আবলেশন. লেজার জানিছো? হোয়াট ইজ লেজার?
Yes, ma'am.
কোন লেজার কোন? What are the nature of laser? What are the properties of laser? नानो मटेरियल भलिया लेजर रो मध्ये स्पेशल प्रॉपर्टी अछि. कोन तार प्रॉपर्टी? Priyadarshini, what are the special properties of laser?
Ma'am, high intensity.
जोरे को सुना जाने.
High intensity.
High intensity, high energy, highly directional in nature. So या जो कौन हम ना लेजर जेहेतु हाई इंटेंसिटी, हाईली डिरेक्शनल इन नेचर, हाईली एनर्जेटिक इन नेचर, फोकस्ड इन नेचर. So what you can do? You can make the laser beam to target on a material. एटा होची गोटे हमर साधा मटेरियल अछि. ता ऊपर आमे एटा होची लेखाइ छी सिल्वर प्लेट लेखाइ छी. तो गोटे सिल्वर प्लेट नि आइची. एटा होची लेजर लाइट. लेजर रो जो पॉइंटेड लाइट या ऊपर पड़िया जो कोन हबो ना दैट विल इजेक्ट the silver nano particle and it will then set into again a target, or you can say substrate, and will form a thin film. That method is known as the laser ablation method. So it involves nanoparticle generation using a powerful laser beam that heats the target material. The source material or precursor vaporizes due to the high energy of the laser irradiation, resulting in nanoparticle formation. For example, metal nanoparticles, carbon nanomaterials, oxide composites, and ceramics can be produced by laser ablation method. Utilizing laser ablation for the generation of noble metal nanoparticles can be considered for different green techniques. So this is what the laser ablation method. So this is the laser beam source. The black one is the laser beam source from which the laser beam is coming out, is getting emitted, and is falling on the normal material. Then because of the high intensity, high energy, highly focused directional nature of laser light, it will eject out the nanoparticle, and those nanoparticles will be collected at some substrate. So in this way, the nanosynthesis is to be done by adopting various methods. So this is about the synthesis technique, different synthesis techniques of the nanomaterials. Now let us go to another slide. I'm stopping it. Is it visible? Another slide. ଦେଖାଯାଉଛି ଏଟା?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
ଦେଖାଯାଉଛି?
Yes, ma'am. ଦେଖାଯାଉଛି.
ହଁ, yes or no?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
ଦେଖାଯାଉଛି? Okay. Now we'll discuss the magnetic properties of nanomaterial. Remember always, the origin of magnetism is due to the changing current and due to the atomic, means it may be macroscopic or microscopic. So whenever current changes, then it will produce the magnetic field. Whenever the electron will revolve around the nucleus in a particular orbit, that also creates the magnetism or magnetic effect. So in this way, we will come across different parameters of magnetism, like magnetic moment vector, magnetic field strength, magnetic field intensity, magnetic induction, like this susceptibility, permeability, like this different magnetic parameters you will come across. So magnetization, you know that is like polarization in electricity, magnetization is also there. As a it plays a very important role in magnetism. Then Yesterday I had given one question, what are some analogies between electricity and magnetism? Can you tell me what are the analogies between electricity and magnetism?
Yes, madam.
କୁହ କ'ଣ କିଛିଟା ପଏଣ୍ଟ କୁହ। କ'ଣ କ'ଣ ଅଛି ରେ? analogy between electricity magnetism ଯେମିତି ତମର magnetism ରେ ତମେ magnetic field ନଉଛ H ନଉଛ ସେମିତି electricity ରେ E ନଉଛ electric field intensity ନଉଛ ଯେମିତି magnetism ରେ ତମେ ନଉଛ charge positive negative charge sorry electricity ରେ ନଉଛ positive negative charge like this in magnetism you take north south pole in electricity you take polarization that is dipole moment per unit volume in magnetism you will have magnetization that is dipole magnetic moment per unit volume so dipoles magnetic dipoles are there electric dipoles are there electric dipole consists of two equal and opposite charges separated from each other by a small distance. Magnetic dipole consists of north and south pole separated by a small distance. So, magnetic dipole moment is obtained by taking what? Magnetic dipole moment can be obtained by taking the pole strength into the distance between two poles, whereas electric dipole moment is obtained by taking the multiplication of magnitude of any one of the charges and distance between them. So these are some properties of magnetism. These are some, not exactly the property, you can say parameters of magnetism and parameters of electricity which have the analogy. ତେଣୁ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ magnetization କହୁଛୁ ତାର analogy in electricity is polarization. So in magnetization what you will see? You will see the magnetic dipoles will align with respect to the applied magnetic field. Whereas in electric polarization method, the electric dipoles will align with respect to the applied electric field. এটা জানিଥିଲ? Do you know?
କିଛି ଜାଣିଥିଲି।
So in this way, we can have different parameters in magnetism. B is equal to mu 0, H plus M. H is the magnetic intensity, M is the magnetization. And mu, the permeability is B by H. Susceptibility, M by H. So these are some parameters associated with the magnetic materials or associated with the topic magnetism. Origin of the magnetism, as I said, it depends upon the orbital motion of electron, spin of nucleus when you take the microscopic origin of magnetism. So it is said that origin of magnetism, if it is due to electron, then we can say that it is due to the orbital motion of the electron around the nucleus in an atom, or spin of electron or spin of nucleus. So these are the origin by which magnetism can be introduced or induced inside a material. Next, Bohr magneton. Bohr magneton is what? The magnetic moment due to a spin is equal to the magnetic moment due to the orbital motion, which is explained by Bohr, and it is found in the first Bohr orbit, and it is approximately expressed in terms of Bohr magneton. To understand magnetism, it happens due to the direct coupling of magnetic moment or mediated interaction, means it is a intermediate interaction of the magnetic moment or super exchange interaction. So the magnetism, different types of magnetism or magnetic materials are found due to the direct coupling of spin, orbital motion, nuclear spin of localized, which is localized to an atom. Mediated interaction means intermediate. the magnetic moments arising from itinerant electron means which is moving from one band to another band. At that time also mediated interaction take place, and due to super exchange interaction we can find the magnetism or magnetization in a material. So the fundamental components of magnetism is the magnetism due to atoms, which is, and the atoms are coming from the molecules which are nothing but they are belonging to a specific solid. So in this way we will find as a whole a material is a magnetic material. Depending upon the behavior of the magnetic material, it can be classified into diamagnetic, paramagnetic, ferromagnetic, ferrimagnetic, antiferromagnetic, and so on. So magnetism is there in all matter, which is generally you can say that diamagnetic. All materials are diamagnetic in nature. If it is arising out of band structure of metals, it can be explained through the Pauli exclusion principle, Pauli spin paramagnetism, band ferromagnetism, band antiferromagnetism. So Curie paramagnetism is also is one of the parameters which explains the non-interacting atomic moment. If it is interacting due to interacting atomic dipole moment, then we will come across the magnetic materials which are ferromagnetic, ferrimagnetic, and antiferromagnetic in nature. And in your plus 2 classes, you have read in detail about the classification of the magnetic material. There may be the diamagnetic material, which generally shows a weak negative magnetic effect, and superconductors are the perfect diamagnetic material. In addition to that, some other materials are known as the good diamagnetic materials. Next is your the paramagnetic materials. So paramagnetic material also have some means it has some magnetism, but very feeble, very small magnetism as compared to the diamagnetic material. Since it has got the negative magnetic moment or magnetization, so you can find the diamagnetic material shows such type of graph. Then the paramagnetism arises due to the atom or molecule magnetic moment having net magnetic moment or due to the band structure, and it has got very small magnetic moment. The net magnetic moment do not cancel out, and it will have very small magnetic moment. So these things you have read in your plus 2 classes. So whenever you apply temperature to a magnetic material, then it will have some effect, and that is explained through the Curie-Weiss law, which is given by C by T minus theta, where chi m is known as the susceptibility of the magnetic material. So whenever you change the temperature, the magnetism also changes. In this way, different magnetic material shows different properties. If you go through ferromagnetic material are the highly attracting materials, and the ferromagnetism can be explained through such type of figures in general having the magnetic moment in the same direction. If you take antiferromagnetic material, then the magnetic moments are in opposite direction having the same magnitude. But if you go for the ferrimagnetic material, then you find the magnetic moments are having different magnitude. So in this way they will show different nature, and they will be useful for various purposes. Next is this figure is known as the MH loop, right? I am giving you 2 minutes time. You go through the MH loop and you need to explain me. ঠিক ଅଛି? ଏଠି ଯାହା ଲେଖା ଅଛି ପଢିବ, ମତେ କହିବ କଣ କଣ ଆର main points.
Okay.
Yes, madam.
Is it okay?
Okay, madam.
Okay.
ମୁଁ ତମକୁ ସେଇଟା ଦେଖଉଛି। You go through this and you have to explain me what are the main points of this MH or BH loop। ठीक ଅଛି। Have you gone through? କହିପାରିବ ମୋତେ କିଛି main point, important point? କୁହ, ମୁଁ ତମେ ସାଙ୍ଗ ହେଇକି ଡିସ୍କସନ୍ କରିବା। ଯାହା ବୁଝିପାରିଛ ମୋତେ କୁହ।
Corrosivity in MH flood is called impinging corrosivity.
ଗୋଟେ ମିନିଟ୍ ଶୁଣା ଯାଉନି।
Corrosivity in MH flood is called impinging.
ଗୁଡ୍। କୋରେସିଭିଟି ମିନ୍ସ କୋଉଟା? ଏଗୁଡାକ ହଉଛି କୋରେସିଭ୍ ଫିଲ୍ଡ। ଏଇଟା HC ଅଛି, ଏଇଠି ବି HC। ଜେନେରାଲି ୟାକୁ ମାଇନସ୍ HC ବୋଲି ଲେଖା ହୁଏ, ଏଇଟା ପ୍ଲସ୍ HC। ମାଇନସ୍ HC ପ୍ଲସ୍ HC କେମିତି ସିଗ୍ନିଫିକାଣ୍ଟ ମାନେ ଡିଫରେନ୍ସ ନାହିଁ। Only thing is that we want to show this is in the negative direction, this in the positive direction. The magnitude should be same, right? So what is corrosive field? Corrosive field is that field of magnetization at which the remanent magnetization or the magnetization value is totally zero. Zero नुह कि एई जगह रे। Are you getting? सेटा कहतुलो ना आउ कोन कहतुलो?
सीधा कहतुलो।
सेटा ही कहतुलो। ओके। Next, what is this? BR. एटा BH कर्व भी कुहा हुए बा MH कर्व भी कुहा हुए। BH कर्व भी प्लॉट करि परिबो बा MH प्लॉट कर्व भी प्लॉट कर परियो ताले व्हाट इज बीआर remanent magnetic field or remanent magnetization mr जदि लिखा माने remanent magnetization जाकु कि रिटेंटिविटी भी कहा जाए तो remanent magnetization माने कौन the magnetization value at zero magnetic field intensity is known as remanent magnetization. I repeat that remanent magnetization or retentivity is the magnetization value at zero magnetic field intensity. एटी देखो H value टा zero अच्छी मोर कर्सर एटी मूव करछि मु H value zero अच्छी किंतु मैग्नेटाइजेशन वैल्यू किछि अच्छी एटी मैग्नेटाइजेशन जीरो हो जाएनी तो याकू कहा जाए रिटेंटिविटी और रेमानेंट magnetization. What is this BS? BS is the saturation magnetization. So beyond BS, even though you are increasing the magnetic field intensity, but the magnetization value remains constant. That's why it is known as the saturation magnetization value, BS or MS, whatever may be. So this is about the hysteresis loop, and through this hysteresis loop, through the nature of the hysteresis loop, one can able to know that which material is this, whether it is the ferromagnetic material or diamagnetic material, paramagnetic, or any other type of magnetic material. So in this, to understand the hysteresis loop also, we can able to we can go through the magnetic domains. So whenever the domain wall movement will take place, accordingly the magnetization will change and we will get the magnetic hysteresis loop in differently at different quadrants of this graph. So that is due to the domain wall motion. Domain means what? Domain is the region where all the magnetic moments will lie and will direct in one direction. That will constitute a domain. Domain kono na gote magnetic material ame jetole naba तार डिफरेंट रीजन थाए से रीजन भितर मैग्नेटिक मोमेंट जो डायरेक्ट करिवो that will be directed in a single direction and that will constitute a domain. गोटे डोमेन रो डायरेक्शन अन्य गोटे डोमेन रो डिफरेंट हे पारे तो सेही जो दुईटा डिफरेंट होची they will be differentiated with a boundary that is known as the domain boundary or domain wall. तेणु जेतेबेले मैग्नेटिक फील्ड अप्लाई करा जाए से डोमेन एलाइन हबो alignment will be happening along the direction of applied magnetic field. When it will be aligned, then magnetization will increase. This is the simple way to understand that how magnetization will be induced in a magnetic material. So these are the domains. They will gradually rotate and they will control the magnetization value with increasing or decreasing value of the magnetic field applied onto a material. So this is about the magnetic property, fundamental magnetic property of any material. So the same thing we have seen here in the figure. This is a figure depicting the a magnetic hysteresis loop, BH loop or MH loop. Say same jinso. Ethi you can find A. A is the origin. At first we have taken a magnetic material. We started the experiment. What we did, at zero magnetic field, magnetization is zero. As you go on increasing, just see the pointer movement I am doing here. As you go on increasing the magnetic field, then the magnetization value will increase and it will attain the value, attain the point B. Then if you go on decreasing the magnetic field, then the curve will come in this path and will intersect at the point C to the y-axis. This AC value will give us the remanent magnetization, which is also known as the residual magnetization or also known as retentivity, remanent magnetization or residual magnetization. Then you go on decreasing the magnetic field in such a way at a specific magnetic field, that is this magnetic field, which is given by AD, the magnetization value will be 0. That magnetic field is known as the corrosive magnetic field. Then again, you can go through the negative cycle and you will attain the negative saturation, and thus you will get a closed cycle hysteresis loop. Is it clear? বুঝা পড়লা?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
This is one of the important thing to know about the magnetic hysteresis loop. And different types of hysteresis loop you will observe. Yesterday, while we are discussing about the syllabus, we have discussed that the nanomaterials exhibit super paramagnetic behavior, and this is the hysteresis loop of a super paramagnetic material. You see, if such type of S type of thin loop you are obtaining, then it comes under the super paramagnetic nature of the material. And here you can see the remanent magnetization is almost zero, because remanent magnetization as well as the corrosive field is almost zero. Remanent magnetization, somehow some value of very small value of remanent magnetization will be there, but corrosive field is almost zero. This type of hysteresis is known as the super paramagnetic hysteresis loop. It is exhibited by any material, any magnetic material whose size is of nanomaterial size. So why it happens? Super paramagnetism in nanoparticle is a magnetic state where single domain ferromagnetic or ferrimagnetic nanoparticles exist. Because of the reduced size of the nanomaterial, single domain ferromagnetic or magnetization occurs. So for this, it will behave like a paramagnetic material in the absence of an external field, but become strongly magnetized in presence of the magnetic field. So this phenomenon arises from thermal energy causing the magnetic moments to randomly flip. Means immediately it will flip, and it will flip here and there randomly. There is no specific direction. So when you take the average, then it will give zero net magnetization over time. That's why such behavior is observed in the nanomaterial. So the super paramagnetic material has some key characteristics. They will have the single domain, and the super paramagnetism is observed in single domain particles. And we can find no remanent magnetization in the super paramagnetic material. They will have high susceptibility value, and they will have the thermal energy nil relaxation, and it happens due to the thermal energy by which the magnetic moments within the nanoparticles will randomly orientate. And the super paramagnetic behavior of nanomaterial is observed due to the small size and thermal fluctuation, absence of external field, presence of external field also. So when there is no external field, then the nil relaxation time, the net magnetization of the nanoparticle will be total almost zero. When external field is given, then it will induce strong magnetization. That's why we observe here a saturation magnetization which is very large. If you just extrapolate, or if you draw a line which is intersecting the y-axis, then the value will be very large. That is the saturation magnetization. And because of the super paramagnetic nature, the nanomaterials can be used in various applications: for medical imaging process, for MRI, for targeted drug delivery system, for magnetic hypothermia, and for other medical purposes. In this way, The nanomaterial has the unique properties. If you take the mechanical property, it has got some enhanced good mechanical property, electrical property also, as well as the magnetic property. So today in this class, we have discussed about different synthesis method of nanomaterials and magnetic properties of nanomaterial. So tomorrow again, we will extend something more about the nanomaterials. So we will stop today's class now.
Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
ବୁଝା ପଡଲା ଯାହା discussion କଲେ?
Yes, madam.
Yes, ma'am.
ଠିକ ଅଛି କାଲି ଆଉ ବଳକା ଯାହା ଅଛି syllabus ରେ we will discuss. If you have any WhatsApp group, please inform your friends to join the class by 6:30.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay then, close kardaba. Let us close.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome, madam.